Hello. It is still Transformers Tuesday on May 4th, 2021. This is going to be my third of four reviews. Today we are also taking a look at Dinobot, who, man, let's see. He has some of the most expressive alt mode I've ever seen. Gasp, 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 gasp. His hands look super stupid. I can get behind that. But these eyes, man, these eyes. Look at he looks like, and this is a throwback to early internet culture. He looks like the unicorns from Charlie the Unicorn. And if you don't know what Charlie the Unicorn is, prepare yourself.
Charlie.
Sorry. Normally I don't get that silly. No, wait, yes I do. I just don't do it on camera or in public or in front of any of my wife's friends. Anyway, this guy is a great, fantastic little figure. He comes with this box art, which shows he has way more articulation in his hands than he does. I mean, he's pursing his hands. He's pursing his hands. He is so pursing his hands. It's so delicate. It's just, doesn't want to get them dirty or get any scars. But yeah, awesome box art. I never really watched the show. I've been over that, and I don't really know why this guy is almost the size of Megatron, the T-Rex. But for a Raptor, he should have been a little bit smaller, and I don't really care because this toy has tons and tons and tons of features packed into how it transforms, and I'm just all about it. I have been over this in my other reviews that Beast Wars, Beast Machines, any of that stuff, it wasn't really my bag. Not a real big fan of Transformers that transform into dinosaurs. I don't see how that makes sense, how they transform into animals. But what I can say is that the scale and deliberate realism dedicated to these, I mean, especially when I transform Black Arachnia into her alt mode and she looks like a spider on the floor and then makes my wife scream at how big the Black Widow is on the ground in the arcade. Yes. That's good enough for me. And this guy looks fantastic. I mean, he looks like a big dumb velociraptor, which if he was, a bad guy, then maybe that would have suited him. But I really like to think of this guy as like just the guy that everybody knows who's like, hey guys, what you doing? And I just can't get around the eyes aren't white, they have pupils painted into them, and he's got this big dumb toothy mouth that just opens way too much, and it just doesn't look menacing. He just looks like he's trying to get people to hang out with him on a slow Tuesday. I don't know. Enough about how this guy looks. Getting into the transformation, his tailpiece comes off, and this becomes his gun, which I guess also becomes a sword. It attaches here, and it's got a peg that I haven't figured out what it goes to yet, but I'm sure people will be able to tell me. But he's supposed to have some sort of blast effect here in the art, and it's just brown. Could have moved some of this stuff over to that, maybe, I don't know. But it's it's definitely different. Nobody has a giant cannon thing like this except for Springer, I guess, if anybody. Giant sword that has whatever. Yeah. We'll put that down. The transformation's pretty slick. His legs fold up here, and then what you want to make sure is that you leave this section away here. This part is very fragile, even though the rest of him is incredibly solid. And the reason for that is that there's a section here that this piece swivels on, and it's located right at the top, so it becomes problematic because if you're twisting from the bottom and the little connector pieces up at the top, you could put torque on it that isn't going to lead to very good results. But let's hope that that's not the case. Anyway, do that to both sides, and then back here, once you've got the legs out of the way, his new legs come into play, and you want to put a little bit of side pressure on his feet and pop them down, and I just like to fold those down. And what it is it's this little tab right here, and it fits into this little section right here. So when you do actually fold him up, pardon my language, it reaches around the thing and tabs in. But once you do that, this section has a tab here, and you just fold that away. That reveals his head, and we'll just leave that hanging out for now. Move his arms up and out of the way, and then the legs fold down. And once you've got those clear, fold the thigh or the calves around on both sides. They'll tab in. I like to fold the feet down because they also tab underneath the heels, which for some reason have 5mm ports on the bottom, and other figures with not nearly as small of ankles or sections on their feet have 5mm ports on them. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'll take what I can get. Anyway, so his knees are real stiff. They're just really fucking stiff. And I get it because it becomes a central part of the rest of him. But like with the way this whole thing locks up, I'm wondering if they're just a bit tight on purpose or if it's just something that everybody overlooked. Anyway, once you've got that, you can fold this section up. And on his head, get the arms up out of the way, and the whole waist swivels around. And once you've got that swiveled around, you can depress this little thing that's got a little spring in his throat and fold his head straight down. Now, once you're there, you can see that he's taken shape. And the reason why I like to do it that way is because it's pretty easy from there just to fold his head down and lock it right in. There's a tab underneath his chin that folds into the back of the Velociraptor head. And once you've got that, look for this guy in the back, this little piece. It's like ape face, and you just snap it down. And if you don't, and you're having trouble getting this piece to fold into the back, that's why. Because I've been fiddling with that quite a bit. And if you don't have these things all lined up, then he doesn't have the tolerances to be able to fit it correctly together. Now, I've got that tab underneath his chin. There we go. It's a little bit loose. Now, the arms stay up. We fold these guys down, keep the arm up on both sides, fold down the chest section, fold these guys up. And what you want to do with the hands, or the claws, there's a tab here with a hole on the inside, right there. Pop those guys in. And then there's a little tab on the inside of here that folds into the hole on the fingers. Now we'll just take care of that real easy. Get this knocked out. And it folds away right inside. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is that here you've got a flat section of his shoulders, which you want to rotate all the way around so that the open spot aims down. And when he's in his alt mode, you fold it back around, and that gives you the clearance to be able to fold this section up above the arm once it becomes the leg. So there goes that. Fold his hands in, fold those down, rotate them around, and you're done. And that's about it. And just the other side. I'm going to leave this guy open so that we can hook up his weapon. Like this. It doesn't have the same slot. If you look on the back of it, the way you know which side the tail goes in is there's a notch on the bottom, and that lines up with the notch right there. But he doesn't have it for his hands, so the thing could spin around, it could be posed, whatever. And it's kind of weird because he has the hex 5mm hole, but this is not a hex. And I mean, it's whatever. I haven't really figured out why they've got the hex bolts yet, because there's really not that many accessories that have a hex setup. Unless maybe it's a foot peg. Unless it's got a hex bolt to keep the foot pegs. I guess, I don't know, whatever. I'm thinking about it too much. Oh my god, look how awesome he looks. Look at that face. That matte blue finish with the gloss orange. And he's got the metallic purple on his blaster. It's just, oh man, God bless America. Why is this so fucking good? Well, I guess that's what you get for 30 fucking bucks from Takara. Anyway, it's not necessary for your collection. If you like Dinobot, if you remember the show and you like him, this is going to be a figure worth picking up for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. However, if, like me, you don't really remember who the figure was, the only reason I'd even say to get him is if you're looking for something that's a little bit delightful on the alternative Transformers net of how many do you fucking own? Probably 200 or 300. Do you want one that's not like the other ones? Then fucking buy this guy. That's it. That's my review of him. He's a fantastic Transformer, but he is a fantastically engineered Transformer, even though he is. Yeah. Not exactly what I would have gone for from the get go, but I like him. I'm glad I'm wrong. I love being wrong. I love it so much I try to do it every day, and I was definitely wrong with this guy. He was absolutely worth picking up. Now, I usually say that because I'm pretty optimistic about my Transformers, but I'll be honest. I'm glad with this new wave. I'm glad with Kingdom. It's been pretty fucking good so far. And with as articulated as these guys are, with as detailed as they are, I have been incredibly happy with this entire rollout so far. I've got probably about half the figures from Kingdom now because, I've been broke, getting them where I can. And $30 and then definitely worth 20, definitely worth 25. Yeah, all right, he's definitely worth 30. Anyway, that is all for Dinobot. Say goodbye, guys. Have a good rest of your day.